Welcome to this week's edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast with K-Double and Alpha. Boys, take it away.
The following Four Aces production is for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is highly advised.
Hey, we are back, going. No, we are back here live on air. Well, not live, but pre-recorded on air to bring you this week's edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast due to some unforeseen circumstances and, shit out of our fucking control. We had to take a few weeks off there, but it allowed us to be able to sit back and enjoy WrestleMania. The most stupendous event in WrestleMania history. It was definitely an interesting show. We are going to
came and went.
Exactly. We're going to sit here and break it down in two halves. First half being day one, and the other one being day two. All right. So that means we are going to talk day one for the first 20-some minutes of this show, and then we will flip back over and get to day two as soon as we are done with that. I'm going to sit here and use my magnificent phone. I'm not going to give you the type because I'm not advertising for free. If you want me to say what type of phone it is, pay me. Anyway. There it is, WrestleMania 38, taking place in Dallas, Texas. Home of the Cowboys. Last time I saw that stadium, my Niners were walking out of it winners.
Oh shit, you're right. Personally, I just kept thinking of Mania 32. Mania 32,
yep.
2016.
Yep. That was the year, that was the last time that Cody was in WrestleMania.
I was gonna say that was the last time Stardust performed. That was the year that Cody broke a record by within a 9-month span, going to Mania, going to Supercard of Honor, and then going to Wrestle Kingdom in the Superdome, in the fucking whatever the fuck.
That's Cody walked a special road to come back to this special event.
We'll get to that.
And we'll get to that. This match opened up with the Usos.
Oh yeah, no, the moment but the show was about to open, my family was like, "Who's opening?" I was like, knowing how Mania works, it's the tag matches. Tag matches are opening both nights. Bet you money. 5 minutes later, Uso.
We the ones, baby. The Bloodline defeated what has to be one of my favorite thrown together tag teams in a long time, Rick Boo.
All that matters is Nakamura with the Mike's harder gear. All that fucking matters in this whole match is that Nakamura came out with the Mike's harder gear.
No
he came out with the
shit.
Harder drip with fucking boobs to 85,000 people. Best shit. The moment that came, I was like, all right, fuck.
I love that Shin's back at a point where his theme song is sung by the entire
everybody again. Yeah.
Like that's just so special. Like, because I love hearing that. Dude, it literally makes my heart
everything.
Yes.
No, man. There's nothing. You can't beat that OG hype that his song started back in 2016. But man, when people start singing it again, it's great. It's I don't know if you were able to see it a while ago when Bobby Roode came out on his own in NXT. He returned with the Glorious theme just one time, and it was amazing.
Nice. Well, say now, I remember, just a side note about Nakamura. I remember the NXT takeover when they had, oh my God, the Mad Violinist.
Yes.
came
remember that.
and performed
and
his
he did
theme
his
song.
theme. Yeah, he did his
Yeah.
theme to bring him in.
And it was one of the
God.
most beautiful entrances I've ever seen for any wrestler in my entire life. Like,
I think
ever.
about that sometimes. I think about that entrance sometimes easily, because
Yep.
that's also the same show where Bobby Roode had a fucking chorus of people to bring him in on the other side, and everybody was like, "This is just the battle of the fucking themes.
Yep.
This is just the battle of the best themes in NXT right now."
Glorious.
Back in that was such
give in.
a fucking time in NXT when Bobby Roode was the glorious one.
Yes.
That
yes.
was
I
such
really
a
wish
fucking
James
time in
Storm had stuck
NXT.
around, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I really wish he did, but I don't blame him for sticking it out with Impact, you know?
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
That's his home.
He's walked into Hall of Fame in there, so.
Oh, for sure. Well, I'll say that match was followed by
RIP to Rick Boogs' legs.
Yeah.
By the way.
genuinely
Real quick.
non-kayfabe hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that was an angle genuinely, but I found out after the match. No, him buckling and falling and being out for the rest of the match, that wasn't a work. He actually blew his shit out hard way right there.
Damn, man. I feel so sorry for him too.
Yeah, I forgot. I just want to make sure I mentioned that. Can't miss that.
No problem. But that match was followed up by Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
Right.
Where Drew puts an end to that feud with the exclamation mark Claymore after doing something that nobody in the past year has ever done. Kicked out of like the most protected finisher since the Attitude Adjustment.
I was gonna say not in the past year, but since Baron Corbin's debut, no one has kicked out of the End of Days until Mania Night 1.
Yep.
And it's just fucking ironic that a few weeks before that, everyone started talking about the fact and asked him straight up, would you rather have nobody kick out of that or would you rather win the WWE title? And he answered, I'd rather have nobody kick out of that.
Damn. Well, you know, Mr. Corbin, you put on a hell of a match. You play a hell of a heel. And I got to give you guys props. Y'all gave us a great match and a great, hopefully, end to that feud. Because it was getting kind of, I am ready for it to be done. But that led us to another match that was just interesting for so many ways. Like, first and foremost, it was my first surprise match of the night, or match of WrestleMania. Surprise. And basically what a surprise match is it just means that I really didn't expect it to be a good match. And it was a good match. And it was Miz and Logan Paul against the Mysterios. It was an 11-minute match. And Logan Paul gave us some good shit. Including
really good shit.
Yeah, including antagonizing the WrestleMania crowd by giving them some Eddie Guerrero before landing the frog splash.
Not even after, no. After hitting a well squared off Three Amigos.
Yeah. Like
I don't know if it's just the Miz and his ability to work with celebrities at this point.
Yeah.
Because his work with Bad Bunny was fucking immaculate.
Epic, yep.
But fuck me, Logan Paul actually wrestled his ass off a good bit here. Yep. For what he had, it was pretty smooth. And it wasn't the best fucking wrestling I've ever seen in my life, but
thank you.
By the standards of a celebrity, and that's what you got to focus here. By the standards of a celebrity, I fucking hate Logan Paul. Bear in mind, like I would fucking with a passion. I fucking hate the Pauls. You got
from hell's heart, I stab at thee.
From hell's heart, I stab at thee. God damn it! Fuck the Pauls. He pulled it up. He pulled it up fast.
He did.
And I'm not even mad at the prospect of the Miz turning heel and Logan Paul turning face. Because the Miz is better as a heel. And if it just means we're going to see a full heel Miz working in this feud, that just means it's probably going to get better.
Full tilt Miz heel. Which, by the way, I recommend check out
Evil.
Evil.
Check
the one
out
about
Evil.
the Miz. Yeah. I also saw I also watched I fast forwarded and watched the one about Roman Reigns as well, but we'll get to that when we get to the main event.
We'll get to that, but for all intents and purposes, I mean it when I say the Miz is a generation-defining fucking heel, a masterclass in how to make people hate you.
All those people that were like MJF is trying to be the Miz. The Miz is trying to be MJF. Understand something. The Miz is what MJF hopes to be one day.
Yeah, I do love that people tried to spark that feud, and then the Miz said, "No, I think MJF is doing his own thing, and he wants to be the first MJF and not the Miz."
No,
and then MJF said, "No, I respect the Miz. I respect what he's doing and what he's done," and it was fucking great watching them do things that everyone wanted to see.
And that's what I mean. Is it's not in a jealousy way. I don't think it's in a like the Miz, like MJF is like jealous of the Miz. I think MJF sees a blueprint for a successful character in wrestling. And MJF is one of the first people that I feel looked at Mike the Miz Mizanin and went, that's my blueprint right there. That's my blueprint.
Fucking worked.
You know, but only certain people can pull it off. Like you have to have a certain swagger about you and a certain look. Like somebody like Hulk Hogan couldn't pull off a Miz type heel. You know, Hogan during, and I watched that Evil too. And Hogan had to go to a completely different dark place to become Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
To become Hollywood Hogan.
The Miz really doesn't. And neither does MJF. It's a different model of heel. Like it's just them acting like themselves, but more of an asshole, you know, but more of a deliberate asshole, you know, exactly. I can see the Miz being one of those dudes that you kick it with and you just be like, I love you to death.
The fuck you just say, bro?
Asshole. like you're fucking asshole, dude. Like I love you. I've loved you all my life. I love you since kids, bro. But you're a fucking asshole. You know, like, but and he just takes that, amplifies it. And I think MJF is the same way. I think MJF is just one of those people that like you just be like, yeah, I kind of like it. I don't mind kicking it with you, dude, but you're a dick. Like you know, you're kind of a dick, you know, and so
I dig that though, exactly.
And so they take those traits and they just amplify them to create these characters. And I think the Miz, he wasn't the first to do it, but he was the one to take it. He was the first one to take it to that successful of a level. And so I see MJF not necessarily trying to be the Miz, but seeing the Miz and how his character came to be and how he became the Miz, and using that as a blueprint for your own wrestling success.
Exactly. For those who haven't seen it, go watch the Hate Me Now vignette from Mania 27. It's the Miz's entire career encapsulated.
Yep.
And why he is a good fucking heel.
Yep. And it really, to be honest with you, you just spoke on my broke moment. And what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, for anybody who's ever seen The Good Place, there's a scene towards the end where they explain to the main characters how hell works, how time works in hell or in a bad place. And it goes in such a way that it spells out the name Jeremy Bear Me. And so Chidi, one of the main characters, walks up and goes, "What's this?" and points to the dot above the eye. He's like, "Well, it's kind of hard to explain. Like everything exists and doesn't exist in that moment." And he's like, okay. That broke me. Yeah, that right there. The dot above the eye. That broke
That's where it is.
Like that, yeah, I'm done. And just walks away. Basically, that's what that Hate Me Now intro did for me. Is like I looked at it and I was just like, I can't deny this dude anything now. He's now been a WWE champ. He's been an Intercontinental champ. He's been a US champ. He's been a tag team champ multiple times over. And now he comes into WrestleMania with an intro. Yeah, that broke me. I'm done.
It's one of those things and it's like, fuck, I've accidentally watched the metamorphosis of a compelling fucking character.
For somebody that I found him annoying when he was on Real World. I found him annoying when he was
on Diva Search.
Yeah, when he was on Diva Search, I found him annoying when he was the host of SmackDown.
But that was good though. It was good that you were annoyed with him.
He finally fucking got me. When it came to that, I was just like, I can no longer deny you the respect you are owed, sir. Like you have put in the work and you have made it here.
I don't care what anybody says. I will speak on the career of Mike the Miz Mizanin any day of the week. It is important that we have people that can carry the undercard and the mid card like it's it's nobody's business, and make it really fucking compelling work.
Yep.
And that's what he did day in and fucking day out, bro.
And all right, so congrats to the Miz. For those of you who didn't watch the match, Miz and Logan Paul won, and Miz turned on Logan Paul at the end of the match and hit him with a skull for a crushing finality as they were celebrating, and went back to stage.
One of my favorite things
about
the Miz is every time he usually turns on someone, it's usually from that position. He'll usually stand up, put both arms up, and then slowly turn to them. If I'm not mistaken, both times he turned on Morrison, it was like that.
Yeah, I believe it was. All right, so we still got 4 more matches and only about 5-10 more minutes to work with here. So, sorry about the side tangent there, folks. Next match was what I would say was possibly one of the top women's matches of the night. Outside of, actually, I will say the tag team fatal 4-way was the best match of the night. But
in terms of the women's matches,
but this match was right up there with it, and that was Becky Lynch taking on Bianca Belair, completing their storyline from SummerSlam. Miss y'all, that's a shout out to all you haters who say WWE knows nothing about long-term storytelling.
This is good proof of that.
Yep. And brought a great completion to it, made Becky look unbeatable for months, only to have Bianca topple her at the end of the day of WrestleMania. And I was completely here for it. And the match itself was A+, almost 20-minute match, and they killed it.
Yep. It was textbook storytelling. It was really, really good stuff. Becky was a good heel, did great at looking like a complete asshole against someone who spent the last 6 to 7 months building them up as a good face. I can't really say anything bad about this match. It was great physically and it was great storytelling. And most importantly, Bianca made Becky fucking bleed with the hair in the setup to this. I don't know if you saw that, but it actually got around to me before I was able to watch Raw from the mainstream fucking media. Like I had my friends who aren't into wrestling showing me, and they were like, "Is this real?" And I was like, "No, that's real. That's not makeup, bro. That's not work.
Yep.
That's her actually fucking bleeding."
That's that hair, baby.
Yeah, man. This was a good feud, and I enjoyed it for the most part. It's good stuff.
And the go home episode of what was it, Raw, when Bianca Belair cut off all of Becky Lynch's hair, like that was epic storytelling, y'all. Like,
shout out to Becky for that commitment.
So then that was followed by what was initially billed as Seth freaking Rollins versus a mystery opponent of Mr. McMahon's choosing.
Oh yes, this will likely take up the rest of the fucking segment. Go ahead.
Well, shit, we still got the SmackDown women's title match after this, and Austin, Kevin Owens.
Oh, we'll be okay. We'll be okay.
So the worst kept secret in all of wrestling.
Yep.
Was that Cody had signed with WWE, and that he was going to be debuting at WrestleMania. So they made us wait a little bit. They added some suspense to it. They cut all the lights.
Yep. Real slow.
Even though I did say at one point, I was like, it would be kind of cool if it was Bray Wyatt. Like a returning Bray Wyatt.
Someone was like, what if it was The Fiend? And I was like, I honestly wouldn't even be fucking mad.
No.
I actually wouldn't even be fucking mad.
I love The Fiend. Fuck that. I want Bray Wyatt back. Like, The Fiend is great.
You know what?
I want catching flies.
You know, that would have been way bigger surprise. Fuck that. If the Fiend's theme hit, that would have been a surprise. If catching flies hit, that would have been more surprising than fucking Cody.
Yeah,
that would have been more surprised than fucking Cody,
though. Didn't bring Cody back on Monday night. Like, he'd still get the same amount of fanfare, but I think that would have just blew everybody's mind. All of a sudden, you see all the little fireflies light up, and then
I heard someone say, like, bro, what if Goldberg's theme hit right there instead? Someone was like, what if Goldberg came out and been like, fuck you, bro, shows off?
I think everybody would have gotten up and walked out. But anyway, no, it was, you hear Cody's. And the thing was
copyrighted the AEW theme, which shocked me more than him being there.
And here's the deal. They let him keep his gimmick. They let him keep the American Nightmare. And I think that was out of Vince's respect for what Cody had done with himself as a character. Even though I've said it on this show multiple times, and I've said it to a bunch of my wrestling fan friends multiple times. To me, Stardust was some of the best character work that Cody's ever done in his career.
Yeah.
Whether people like the Stardust character or not, Cody made it his own. Cody worked the hell out of it, and that was some of the best character work he's done in his career.
It had like that potential. It had potential up the ass, bro.
So, but the American Nightmare, he went out and built this character, and I think this is Vince letting him bring it to the big stage, especially to WrestleMania, is Vince's way of showing him that he understands and respects
Cody,
Cody and what he's done, and that's just the real, and it sent a chill down my spine. And then that match happened.
So before we get into anything, I do want to say it was fucking awesome that Cody even says, like, yeah, I walked with Vince and we shook on it. I said, I don't want to talk about Stardust. I don't want to go back to Stardust. I don't want anything to do with Stardust. And they shook on it. Yep. 5 minutes into the match, Cody does a cartwheel and does the fucking shit. Man. It's fucking hilarious. Great times.
That's Cody playing to the trolls out there.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. But I want to say immediately, I've talked about it before, I love the way that Cody paces his fucking matches. Cody, because of his time in WWE and his time in the Indies, he kind of has this weird style of mixing in between. He has this slow, methodical WWE style that you can tell he's learned over the years of the 2010s. But in that same light, he kind of has that spot fest mentality of the Indies. Yeah. And it was really interesting because he has, it's hard to say other than Cody's style is golden age. It's a reference to a different time in wrestling. And when he wrestles, you can see it's paced. And a lot of the times in wrestling nowadays, I feel like it's the question of why are we fighting is lost. On Cody Rhodes and his matches, and especially the match with Seth, it wasn't lost on why we're fighting.
Right.
That's the only way that I can think how to word it, you know?
No, very much so. And what I love is that it showed how both people can look strong in a match despite one having to lose. You know, I think that a lot of wrestlers struggle with that, with how to make both of us look strong, but you know, one of us has still got to lose. And Cody and Seth pulled it off. You know, they pulled it off great. I wonder how long they worked on that match, or the person that produced it worked on it, right? Because it was an amazing match. They gave us 21 minutes. It was literally the longest match of the night.
Yeah,
they gave us 21 minutes of some damn good show. Yeah. So man. Bravo to Cody for coming back.
Oh man, and the references to them both hitting a fucking pedigree at different points in the match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking great match. It was a great time. I'm surprised we didn't see Brandy. Most importantly, he has his theme. He has his gimmick. It's the American fucking Nightmare. You know, I'm excited to even if he doesn't win the world championship and he goes on a mid-card run, I don't give a fuck. This is still awesome.
Yep. Hold on one second.
Good. Oops, shit.
Sorry, that was my work phone ringing.
Oh, good, bro. Don't worry.
I forgot to mute it. I don't have to answer it. I'm off the clock. So, but anyway, so Cody puts on an excellent match. Like, he gets to keep the theme song. He gets an amazing pop from the crowd. And
we get just. Although my only critique is, you got to make sure that you got to, even now, he isn't building the Crossroads as good as he should. Yeah. Cody's been around for 2 matches. We've seen like 8 Crossroads.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey man, I would say my finisher, the Selena Del Sol on my mic, on my my player. Del
Sol.
On my Rise character on WWE 2K22, man. It's a protective finisher. Nobody's kicked out of it since I got to the main roster. So
Selena Del Sol was a badass fucking move. I don't care what anybody says. There's a few moves by people that have not had the best career, between Kalisto with the Selena Del Sol and Ember Moon with the Eclipse. That's usually where it's at.
Yeah.
Bitching somewhere.
Love me some Ember Moon too.
God damn.
All right, so let's get these last two matches out the way so we can go to our break. First up was Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, a match that was damn good until the finish. Like, I thought the finish was kind of weak. I thought it was one of Ronda Rousey's better singles matches, and I think a lot of that had to do with who she was in the ring with. But I thought it was one of Ronda Rousey's better singles matches. But I didn't want her to win, but I also didn't like that they had to put controversy behind it.
Yeah,
Charlotte fucking Flair, dude. If Ronda Rousey comes up short to Charlotte Flair, that's not like a bad thing. Like, it's Charlotte fucking Flair. She's easily one of the top women wrestlers in the business today. So
easily out of all the women, she got the highest overall, bro.
yeah.
No, you're right. I bitch and complain about the match. But the match was not horrible. The physicality was stiff, and they kept it real tight in light of the controversy, which was pretty cool. This match had a lot of eyes on it and a lot of shit behind it because of the controversy. For me, in terms of the physicality, nothing happened that I didn't expect. That's not to say it was fucking horrible. And in terms of a finish, I can't say like I didn't expect shit like this either.
Yeah.
Like it's the type of finish that I expected with the situation we're in with this. Not to say that the match was the worst on the card, because it wasn't even.
No.
Like, I was still actually interested to see how this would go, given everything that's happening with it.
Exactly. And I'm still interested. Like I said, we got an I Quit match coming up at WrestleMania Backlash. So it should get even better from there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not even done yet. So it is what it is.
So let's talk about my second of like 5 surprising moments of WrestleMania. And that was this next segment.
Let's talk.
We were joined by hometown boy and probably one of the most easily 1 and 1A with The Rock, or 1A and 1B with The Rock and Hulk Hogan, as the most popular superstars to ever grace a WWE ring. And when I mean popular, I mean popular. Like, Austin got to the point where even when Austin was a bad guy, the entire crowd was cheering for him. There was no split. Yep. There was no like speck and spattered boos in there when he was supposed to be a bad guy. No.
So
everybody cheers.
Fucking cheers.
You know, so he's one of those perma faces, is what I call him.
Pretty much.
You know, and he actually came back and gave us 13 minutes of classic Austin, and I was surprised. Because I thought it was only going to be like, I figured it was going to be like some kind of quick match where like Austin stuns KO like a couple of times and bam, we're done. But no, they did full on, like, no holds barred, fucking no DQ, like beat down of each other 100%. And I was highly, highly, highly impressed with what I saw.
Yeah. No, I fucking loved it. You know, like everybody else, I thought he was going to come in and then do an Eric Rowan versus The Rock style match.
Right.
But not very much so at all. No, he came out and did a full fucking match. Took bumps out on the concrete, took suplexes of his own, did a fucking suplex, took it all the way up to the front. Owen sold his ass off for Austin the whole time, which in hindsight is a wrestler's fucking dream come true. Yeah. Like, Austin went over, bro. Who fucking cares? I'm sure Owens is just happy to be working with his hero.
Yep, but the guy he idolized coming up.
Exactly. The match itself was actually pretty damn entertaining, and that's all that matters, is that it was entertaining. You know, Stone Cold fucking hyping himself up and using this as the biggest product placement in the world by drinking a fucking Stone Cold IPA all throughout the match and drinking like fucking 9 in between the beginning and the ending of the fucking match. So much so that the ending shot was like the Steve Weiser in front of the shot with Stone Cold in the back, which is a fucking joke in and of itself. It was a great fucking time, and just the idea of him like drinking beer to get stronger throughout the stories of the match. Fucking great time. I love it.
It took us back to the Attitude Era for a good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, basically Stone Cold coming out, drinking beers, kicking ass, stomping mud holes, and going home. You know, and that's what I liked about it, is they didn't try to make it too much. They didn't try to make it a serious match. They didn't put any kind of stakes on it. It was just Austin
for fucking fun.
Exactly. Go out there, have some fucking fun, and get your moment in the sun.
Send them home happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Send them home happy. And even then, for those who don't know, as well, the finish of the match with Owens going for the chair shot and it rebounding and hitting him in the face is a reference to Austin in and of himself in 2000 when he did that same fucking spot against The Rock and hit himself in the face with that fucking chair.
That was awesome.
It's fucking great. It's fucking great.
Oh, all right. So last quick segment. Or no, I'll bring this up at the top of the next segment, and then we'll talk about it for a quick second, and then we'll move on to day 2. So thank you, folks. You were listening for tolerating us for the last about 25 minutes or so and listening to the Cheap Pop Podcast and our review of WrestleMania 38, the most stupendous WrestleMania ever. Yeah.
We'll be back.
The most stupendous WrestleMania with the shortest main event.
On account of a busted fucking arm.
Yeah. Reminds me, it always, whenever I say stuff like that, it always reminds me of Aladdin. Phenomenal cosmic powers. Itty bitty living space. All right, y'all. Take care. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. You're listening to the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network. Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever you may find your favorite podcasts. Imagine this. It's Friday night. You're at home wishing you can listen to an amazing playlist of some of your favorite music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Pop, rock, whatever. Then take out your favorite podcast listening device and tune in to KD5P, otherwise known as K-Double's 5th Period Music Class. Every Friday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, K-Double brings you some of your favorite tunes live on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network on Live 365. Hey y'all, what's up? This is Double KK Double, as always, here to let you know about one of the newest shows on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network, a sports debate show by the name of The Classroom. That's right. Every Sunday at 3 p.m., 4 Aces Presents brings you The Classroom, classic debate starring your boy Double K, taking on the likes of O'Malley, The Duel, Suave, and others. So tune in every Sunday at 3 to check us out and listen to what the hottest debate topics in sports that week are. Peace. And we are back. We're back. We're white and we're black. No. There we go. There's my standard joke out of the coming into the second half. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna bring up right now that we can kind of discuss at the end of this segment when we're discussing the main event was it was brought to my attention. I have not watched this week's episode of Young Rock, but I have been following the show and watching this season, and it's been amazing, just like last season was. But there's a scene, I guess, in this episode in which a little baby Joe is seen trying to put The Rock trying to put Dwayne in the chokehold at a family event while they're all watching the Royal Rumble. And I guess Dwayne stops him and goes, no, Joe, that match isn't big enough for this. That match is is big enough for WrestleMania, and kind of pushes him off or something along those lines.
That's really funny. That's really fucking funny. Considering how closely The Rock works with the scripting and the production of this show, That's very fucking deliberate, and I love that. That's fucking great. I love that.
So I can't wait to watch this week's episode just to see that scene.
Hold that thought for when we get to the main event.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so we opened up night 2 with RK Bro.
As of course, like I said, 2 nights in a row, we opened with the tag match, right?
Mm-hmm. And what I considered a true triple threat tag team match. Now, for those of you who have listened to the show before, I've said this before.
We talk about this. This. Yeah.
Fatal 4-way tag team matches and triple threat tag team matches should follow the same rules as their singles competitor counterparts, except with 4 people on the outside of the ring, 4 people on the inside for the fatal 4-way, and 3 people on the outside and 3 people on the inside for the triple threat.
Exactly.
Because
and what we mean by that is it should not be 3 teams with 2 people in at the time. Right. Each team should be represented. In the format where there are only 2 teams represented, which happens all the fucking time now, is something that I personally have a huge fucking gripe with.
Repeatedly, like I'm right there with you. Like, it just annoys the shit out of me. I'm like, no, all 3 teams should be represented in the ring at the same time.
Exactly.
Not to mention the fact that it opens up the match because now you've got triple threat rules, which means no disqualification, which makes it a free for all. So
changes the whole dynamic.
Yep. And so this match was true to that, and that made me extremely happy. It was a triple threat tag team match, and RKO, RK Bro, the Street Profits, and Alpha Academy gave us their blood, sweat, and tears to open night 2 and gave the crowd a reason to be hot.
God, man. This match was fucking great. As per usual, the opening Mania tag match was a fucking banger. As if anyone was to be surprised, Chad Gable suplexed everybody's asses off. I got to see as many Chaos Theories as I wanted. Otis did what big men do in a multi-man setting when you're twice the size of everyone in the ring.
You run people over.
Overall, it was just a fun fucking match. And to make a long story short, I feel like there were a lot of spots in this match. Like, you ever look at a match and see the spots in a match, like, you can tell you thought about that shit 6 months ago. You're like, no, save that for Mania. Yeah. That's how you can tell the ending flurry of this match was, because it was just badass spot after badass spot. You got to see Matt Riddle finish it and cap it off with a fucking springboard top rope cutter, which he's getting damn good at doing. And then Orton look over and catch someone. Gable, being the badass, didn't go for a flying nothing like a lot of people fucking go for, or he just jumps up and looks like a dumbass floating in the air. No, he actually went for a splash and got caught in the splash. Yeah. It was fucking wonderful.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
It was great. It was a great finish.
And it was great seeing RK Bro retain. Like I was happy. Like, for me, it was, if either Street Profits or RK Bro won, I was good.
Yeah. Oh, not to mention Angelo Dawkins putting on a clinic too. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. My boy, man, the Street Profits are up.
The Street Profits are up.
Want the smoke. Okay. Shit, like, I love it.
And I like it when they actually capitalize on the hottest tag team right now, because RK Bro is arguably not just the hottest tag team, one of the hottest things in wrestling going on right now.
Yeah.
It's hard 100%. Not to fucking. Yeah. What happened next?
Follow that up with the toppling of the beast, the Twin Tower, the Mega Man, almost by the one and only almighty Bobby Lashley.
I liked the offense that Almost had in this. He put more offense into this than all of his other matches, so I'm happy with that. And if he's worked a fast pace at any match, it's this match. This is like the fastest pace that he's worked at so far,
And I like it because it's also led us to what I think is going to be one of the best storylines moving forward. The Black Paul Heyman, as I call him, has now aligned himself with Almost and MVP. And this is the first immediate feud is with Bobby Lashley, who seems to work well with Almost and can make him look good as well as looking well himself. So I can't wait to see where all this goes.
I'm hurt to see the Hurt Business completely done now.
I would have liked to seen almost join the Hurt Business. Like that.
I would have, I would have rather taken that ending, but that's just on me loving the Hurt Business way too fucking much. Yep. I'm hurt to see them split up, and I'm hurt to see MVP permanently going separate ways from Lashley, just because I love the Hurt Business so much. That shit was probably one of the dopest tag teams that has been put together in the last 10 years. And the fact that it was a reference to their group and Impact is even better.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, the match was good though.
6 minutes, wasn't long, but it was good.
Yeah, exactly. It was a 6-minute match.
Got its point across and got out.
Almost looks good.
Yeah, there you go. Now the next match is another one of those surprise matches for me.
Right.
I was kind of disappointed with the beginning of the match, and then by the middle of the match, I was like, okay, this is what I'm watching. And by the end of the match, I was like, I kind of like this. Like, this is pretty fucking cool. Johnny Knoxville taking on Sami Zayn in an Anything Goes match. And Anything Goes is about the only way that you can say anything about this match.
Here.
Exactly.
So for those for the uninitiated, Jackass is host to a colorful cast of characters, including one Wee Man and Party Boy.
Party Boy.
And as the match went on here, this became less of Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn and more of the entirety of Jackass versus Sami Zayn, and that was not fucking bad. Yep. And this is the match where I was like, do I go out for a smoke or do I watch this match? And I decided to take a seat and watch the match, and I did not fucking regret it.
Nope.
It was a good fucking match, and it was. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was the best wrestling I've ever seen, but it was fucking entertaining. It was sports entertainment.
It was the entertainment part of sports entertainment.
It was the sports entertainment part. It was not the wrestling portion of this. It was actually fucking hilarious. There were a good few bits and pieces of it that actually made me fucking laugh. Like Sami Zayn actually selling the shit out of Party Boy humping him like dry in front of 85,000 fucking people. It's fucking hilarious. Like, I know damn well it's one of those times where it's like, fuck, you gotta sell it. You gotta sell it.
I'm glad you brought up the word selling, because the way he sold that mousetrap at the end of that,
fucking God,
just like, Sammy, you know good well you could just and break out of that thing just whatever you want and get out of there whatever you want. And Sammy sitting there, I'm just like,
no, this is shit like that. Yeah.
See, you know what Sami Zayn reminded me of in that match? Damian Sandow.
I'll take that.
He took whatever the hell he had to work with that match, and he made it look
good. And he made it properly fucking entertaining.
And that's talent. I don't care how you cut it. I don't care what you say about it. That's talent. Period.
That's why Sami Zayn's one of the highest paid men on the roster now.
Yep. And well deserved. Now that
overall, it was just a really fucking entertaining match,
All of the Jackass dudes got their moment to shine and got their moment in the sun. And Johnny, of course, got his big moment in the sun, getting the pin and the victory. So.
Oh, and go back and watch the clip. Shout out to the bald black dude that immediately after Zayn eats the pin, right? Immediately camera pans back. The dude that's with this fucking the Jackass crew just starts crip walking on Sami Zayn's fucking corpse, dude. It's the funniest shit. And he stops after a sec, but dude's hitting it, and it's the funniest shit in the world.
All right, I gotta check that back out again.
Hella funny. No, it's fucking hilarious. Dude's throwing it down.
And that was followed by what I call my most deserved WrestleMania victory. And that was Sasha Banks and Naomi. The Glow Boss, the Boss Glow.
Glow Boss,
Boss Glow, the Boss, the
Boss and Glow connection.
Yeah, Boss and Glow connection. That's what I don't know. Won the women's tag team titles from Carmella and Queen Zelina, which, by the way, in WWE 2K22, it's a jip. When you win the King of the Ring tournament, you don't come out with the crown and scepter every time you come out to the ring afterwards.
Bullshit. Unimmersive, bro. I win King of the Ring, and my whole character doesn't get an immediate gimmick change.
Yeah, like man, come on. But anyway, Sasha Banks beat Carmella and Queen Zelina, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. And what was a damn good match. Like
Yeah.
they only gave us almost 11 minutes, but it was a damn good match as far as I was concerned.
They packed it full of some action. Everybody looked good. You know, I don't like Shayna's new theme. I prefer her old one. Rhea Ripley coming out in dominatrix gear was fucking awesome. Liv Morgan is still fucking probably the best seller in the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of Sasha and Naomi winning, it's not a big surprise considering they're the A-listers out of everyone in that match, you know, by a large margin, and they actually have the build up over the last few weeks.
And I figured it was going to either be them or Baszler and Natalya.
Yeah,
they ended up walking out with it. Yeah, but I'm happy it was Sasha and Sasha and Naomi. Like that's a beautiful pair there, and I hope they have a decent run with it. I hope they genuinely do.
Absolutely.
And that brought us to what was possibly the second match of the night, mid card. Edge versus the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. No, like man, this was such a fucking epic match, and even the finish. Like as much as people may have been disappointed with it, I thought it was a great initial introduction to a faction.
I think it was fucking awesome. I fucking loved it. Edge versus Styles was everything that I wanted it to be.
Yep.
Like in reality, you know, everybody pictured Edge in his original gimmick in this matchup. No, I would have preferred this if I'm being honest. Because then otherwise we would have seen Styles as a heel, and I don't think that would have been better than this because this shit was fucking awesome. I love Metalingus by Alter Bridge. It's in my fucking playlist. I listen to it every fucking day. Don't get me wrong. But his new theme is fucking awesome. I love that his gimmick and everything down to his clothes and the fact that he uses the execution more is all a big drawback to his time with Gangrel and everything that he did with Gangrel. I think that's fucking awesome. I think like everything coming full circle is as it should be. And I think Damian Priest joining up with him really is the cherry on top. I texted you when it happened. I think it's even cooler that if you look all the way back to when Edge was in WCW, his name was actually Damian Dartcastle, which is really funny considering the first one to take under his wing is Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's pretty interesting. I did immediately notice, Damian Priest got a teeth job if you didn't fucking notice.
Yeah.
He looks fucking spick and spam as shit now. But the match itself is amazing.
I think that they're giving Edge this kind of like you said, like the Brood, like Undertaker type feel, you know, and I'm loving it. And I hope they continue to add to his stable. There's already been rumors out there that Rhea Ripley may be added to his stable. That's why we're looking at a potential breakup of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. And Tommaso Ciampa, now that he's on Raw, may potentially be added to that stable. And I think if you put the four of them together, I think that would be Raw as I think we're looking at
factions in wrestling.
Yep. So, but anyway, moving on to the next match. It was a very short match, literally the shortest match of either night. Sheamus and Ridge Holland defeated the New Day in 1 minute and 40 seconds.
I just want to say the best part about this match was watching this with my little brother and waiting for him to realize that Butch is actually Pete Dunne in a new fucking costume. And about 15 minutes, not even like halfway through the match, he's like, wait, what the fuck is that Pete Dunne?
Hold up. Did you hear the promo that Xavier Woods cut when he first came back?
No, I did not.
Or when he had his match against Pete Dunne.
Oh, Butch botching bitch.
Yeah. No. No, he came out and he goes, you know what I've been doing recently, man? I've been in the gym, man. I've been really hitting them weights. I've been hitting them hard. You know, some would even say I might be bruising the weights. You know, and I was just like,
be bruising the weights.
I was like, no, you didn't go there, Xavier.
You fuck with him. Oh, that's so good.
I'm still waiting for him to make a Consequences Creed reference.
Exactly. Consequences Creed was a great gimmick. I don't care what anybody says. I'll fight. That's the hill I'm willing to die on. Consequences Creed was fucking bitching.
Xavier Woods, that was some of your best work right there, bro. In ring, character wise, hey, you took what Impact
It was
you and
given to
ran
you.
with it.
All that
Like you do all
matters
the
is you did
time.
it with a smile.
Shit. But I did love the character consequences key. But yeah, but that was just hilarious when he did that. But yeah, so it was only a minute 40, like you said, and Butch did his thing by attacking them afterwards. And yeah, it was just I don't really know where they're going with this storyline, but it's an interesting storyline to watch because Xavier Woods is back. Like I will period. Like I've been waiting for we've been 9 months without Xavier Woods because he tore his ACL. Like I'm just happy to have Xavier Woods.
Woods can wrestle, bro. Woods
Yep.
can fucking wrestle.
Did you see his new finisher as a schoolboy roll up?
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, they announced it on SmackDown that was his new finisher. I forgot what they called it.
Oh my fucking god!
But yeah, but his new finisher is a schoolboy roll up.
I don't give a fuck. I'll take that. I love that. I fucking love that. I actually fucking love that a lot.
Oh man. All right. So then that led us to the match that is, the match that was, and the match that will be. And that was the one and only former NFL punter known as Pat fucking McAfee.
Yep.
Came out with the Dallas Cheerleaders to face a man that is now known as Theory.
That is now just known as Theory. You're right.
Vince, I can get behind most of your ideas. I don't know what you're doing with this one, bro. I like, you ever had a homeboy to just get to run in his mouth and you got to look at him and be like,
you lost me, brother. You lost me, homie.
I can't roll with you on that one, dog. Like, you on your own. But we'll see where it goes. But yeah,
man, we gotta stop changing people's names when they're good.
yeah, exactly.
I refuse to acknowledge Gunther. It's Walter.
Gunther. It's not Gunther. It's Gunther.
And I swear to God, if what they're saying is true, and Marcel Bartel is about to become, I think they said like Ludwig something, I'm gonna fucking puke.
They debuted. Yes, they debuted on. I want to say they debuted on SmackDown.
Is he already?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He came out with them, and he came out as the mouthpiece for Gunther.
Where the fuck is fucking Mr. Clean with the bike pumps stabbed into him? Fabian Eichner. God damn it.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Pain.
But yeah. Right. So back to McAfee in Theory.
Yes.
Another surprise match for me in which the celebrity performed his ass off in a match where he probably had no business doing so. And Pat McAfee, well, see, and here's the thing about it. I will agree with one comment that I read on Facebook when people were showing a lot of surprise to how well McAfee did. Dude was like, wait a minute, y'all must have forgot this. It was in War Games, like just like last year.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say, look, man, this match was good, but I'm not gonna say it was a surprise match. You know why? Because it wasn't a surprise to me that it was fucking good. I knew Pat McAfee was gonna wrestle his fucking ass off because he's fucking talented. Not only is he a natural athlete, as there fucking is, B, he's got the fucking personality for this business. He's one of those people that honestly, even if he didn't have the physicality, he'd just run his mouth and it would still be entertaining.
Exactly.
But no, he still came out with the Dallas Cowboys cheer team to the white fucking stripes to fight Austin Theory at Mania. And he did backflips off the top rope. He referenced his matches in War Games, actually. He referenced his fucking spots that he did before in his last match.
Yep.
He used more nuance in this match than most wrestlers do in their actual fucking career. And that's hilarious. It's great. Pat McAfee, by the end of this, when you saw, if you're able to do it again, watch the ending portion of this match again, where he kicks out of Theory's finish, and the crowd pops fucking hard. Like the crowd goes ballistic for McAfee kicking out of that. And it's like at that moment I realized, like, wait, what the fuck is this? Like McAfee is over. He's white fucking hot. And when he goes over to the table and he has his little spot with Theory, he throws him over, and Michael Cole says, "What's up, partner?" There was more soul and happiness in the way Cole said that fucking statement than anything Michael Cole has said on commentary in my entire fucking life of watching Raw, bro.
My favorite comment was, "What you gonna do? Commentate and fight?" He puts on the headphones. Yeah, I'm gonna kick his ass.
And starts commentating.
And then I guess according to interviews post WrestleMania with McAfee, he had no clue that the next two big events that were gonna happen were
happening.
like he said, he sat on that top rope legitly like, Vince McMahon, I'm not really. I'm
fighting Vince McMahon.
I'm fighting Vince McMahon. Like, what the? And he just went with it. He went with it.
And the next 15 minutes went every way that they should go.
Yep.
And no matter what anybody says, Vince should have won.
Yep.
Because there's no reason for Pat to go over here. Pat has no reason to go over. What are we building for Pat here? What championship is Pat going to win?
Exactly.
So in light of that, Vince Winslow is completely fucking fine. But not only did he beat Pat in what could be what is called like 2/5 of a match, was still entertaining as fuck, was mostly the cherry on top with Stone Cold fucking everybody's ass up.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, I fucking loved it. And I love my favorite scene is McAfee laying underneath the commentating
with
table
the beer still going. Still going. And no, that's what I said. At some point they're like, McAfee, you gotta put over the beer. Like, all right. Match is over.
Oh man. And it was Stone Cold's final appearance at WrestleMania. And it really put some bookends on the 2 days right before the big main event. And
if that's the last time that we see the Vince McMahon character and we see the Stone Cold character, that would be fucking fine. Because that's the way it should be, in my opinion. And none of this came at anyone's actual harm. Yeah. Because I mean, the only one, if you could say anyone was talking about this, it may be Austin Theory.
Yeah,
came under harm here, but hardly, because arguably he's more over through this than he ever was before.
Yep. 100%.
But to cap it off, like, no, this was a great match on Pat McAfee's part. Nobody came under harm here, and finished with Stone Cold's son in everybody's ass at Mania. What more could you ask for?
What more could you ask for? All right. So the last match of the night went only 12 minutes. It wasn't as it wasn't as long or intense as people particularly wanted to be. I believe that was because that Roman Reigns got prematurely hurt. I think the match probably should have gone an extra 5-10 minutes. There have been rumors that said he was never hurt, and there have been other reports that have come out that said that the match ended exactly how it was supposed to end. Mm-hmm. I can believe that was supposed to be the finish. I don't believe that was supposed to be the whole match.
Yeah, I can believe they called an audible and that was supposed to be the finish, but I think they called the finish early.
Yeah.
And not just because, oh, bro, X symbol or this. No, look at the pictures. You can see Roman has an uncomfortably large bump in his arm where his fucking shoulder place, like the socket of his shoulder, should clearly fucking be. Like, it's clearly out of fucking socket. When he lifts his arm up for the title, you can tell it's exactly like when they were like, Balor, you gotta lift the belt, and he was like, I forced myself to do it, and I could hear it cracking and breaking the whole way up through. You can tell if you watch the clip when Roman is like you can tell, no, it's fucked. It's
and if you see fucked. And if you watch, Roman doesn't. First and foremost, there's a scene, I forget which angle it was from, but you can see him popping his shoulder back into place.
Yeah, no, he grabs the rope and he
and then if you watch when he lifts the titles, he doesn't do this. He lifts them out here and brings them up to about shoulder length and kind of does the open armed pose as opposed to
all the way up,
holding them up. Now by Friday on SmackDown and Monday on Raw, he's pretty much holding them above his head. But if you look at WrestleMania, he never brings it up past his shoulder level.
Yeah, when he leans over to Heyman and he says, it's out, out, that was not a work. I'm
Yeah.
thinking that was shoot. That was shoot. It's out of fucking socket, dude.
Yeah.
And so they called it in early. And I'm not disappointed because I would rather him not work with his arm at a socket.
Yeah.
Seeing him do that spear with his arm at a socket made me fucking cringe.
Yeah.
That was hard to fucking watch. But all in all, like, even then, I can't say I'd be disappointed if this was the end. Just like cap it off. Just cap it off.
Well, and also, another thing that lends more towards the injury being real is that there was supposedly video footage that you can see when Roman's rolling off of Brock for after the win, where Brock squeezes the back of Roman's neck, basically, and there's been multiple wrestlers said that basically that's Brock saying like, "You okay, dude?"
No,
like,
that means that I don't know if you know. That means like, are you fucking good? Like, are you good, mate? Like, you cool?
Yeah. So I think there was a little bit of reality in why that thing finished, or that match finished so fast. And you know what? I got the ending I expected to see. I just didn't get the length of match I wanted, and that doesn't disappoint me.
I agree. I agree. I'm not gonna sit here and knock it because at the end of the day, Roman safety comes first because that shit's really fucking intense.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna act like that shit is not, because it is. It really fucking is. People get hurt in the ring. It's very fucking easy to get hurt in the ring. I can attest to that personally.
Well, I'm going to say this, and we'll close on this subject. For those of you hoping to see Roman Reigns not be champ sometime soon, understand, no. At this point in time, the last that I heard from the rumor mill was that the penciled in plan for WrestleMania 39's main event is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson versus Roman Reigns.
It's
so
gonna be some shit to behold.
9 chances out of 10 that's going to be for a title.
There's no way it isn't gonna be. Yeah, I'm telling you now.
It's just a matter of which title. I'm thinking that if it's going to be for a title, it's probably going to be for the WWE title, and Roman will drop the Universal title sometime between now and next year's WrestleMania.
I don't think we'll see 2-belt Roman for much more than 3 months.
Yeah, I think he'll just like Becky. We only saw Becky 2 belts till what, like June,
like fucking June or July, dude. Not even up to SummerSlam, if you remember.
So yeah, I don't expect to see Roman hold both belts for too long, but I do expect at some point during this run, the Usos will hold both sets of tag team belts.
I would expect that too, and I'm okay with that. Usos are definitely on the run of their career. Can't say they're not either. The bloodline is at its fullest potential. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman goes on to have a title reign that goes on to get into the ranges of fucking San Martino, Backlund, and so
I can see Roman's belt reign with the Universal title getting up to around maybe 700 days easily before somebody finally takes it from him, and then I think we're going to see him go on like a 400 or 500 day run with the WWE title. Absolutely. I think that would be what it would be, almost 360, almost 400 day run if he ends up, and I think he'll carry it. I think if he does face The Rock next year, The Rock it'll be like a retirement match, and The Rock will go out on his back, so Roman will get the victory. But not just, but those are just early thoughts.
Cena. Yeah, not just because of Rock versus Cena. Like, I would highly believe Roman's going over just for so many different reasons. But that's what would be good though. That's what would be good. And I don't know about you. I brought it up earlier. Me and my homie were talking. My little inkling of hope in this whole Mania was that it would finish with Roman going up the ramp. He put the titles up, and the title card would show, and then Rocky's theme would hit.
Yeah.
And that's what we would exactly. And then we would get the seeds for that feud, even if he doesn't appear again until fucking Survivor Series or Rumble season, whatever. Yep. But I'm not disappointed because that was never going to happen.
So bringing it back to the evil, the one thing I like, and we can close on this, is that the Roman Reigns character isn't much of a character. And I think that if you look at all of the best characters in WWE history, sans maybe, even Hulk Hogan,
No,
a lot of
include Hulk Hogan too. Yeah, because
it was these people were very close to themselves in playing this heelish type role. And I take a quote from the show Evil from one of the Uso brothers when he's like, yeah, like the tribal chief, like if you've ever sat down and kicked it with Joe, like that's Joe. Like Joe's that dude. Like he's just like that. And people, the one thing that some people miss when they hate the tribal chief role is that as the tribal, he's a mob boss, guys. Like, get it through your head. Like, yeah, he's a bad guy. He's a heel, but he's a mob boss. That's what he's supposed to be.
He's Hawaiian fucking Scarface.
Exactly.
That's what we're supposed to be doing here, goddammit. That's the idea of having two goons and a counselor.
Yes, exactly. And so like you look at a prime example is you look at this week's SmackDown, this last week's SmackDown. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and is ready to start talking shit, and Roman's like, don't, and just walks up and goes, I understand, and gives him a hug right before stepping out of the way, so his cousins can just blow and hit him with a double super kick. And see, like that's that mob boss shit. And then he just stood there looking at the crowd like, what? I didn't do that.
Like, did you expect anything fucking less?
But I will give a dirt sheet guy a little bit of credit in that he said he felt like because the plan right now is for the Usos to go after the Raw tag team titles, that it should have been Randy Orton to come out and challenge Roman Reigns.
That should have been Orton. That would have been way cooler. That would have gotten a lot more heat on the Usos, I think.
Yeah.
More importantly, that would have gotten a lot more heat on the Usos. Not to take away from Nakamura, but that's just because he's really popular right now. Orton's white hot right now.
Yep. And it immediately, him coming out to challenge Roman for the Universal Championship immediately plays into the Usos taking the Raw Tag Team Championships from RK Bro. Now you've got this one solid circle of a storyline.
It's one big storyline rather than bits and fucking pieces. It's almost like this is one big universe of intermingling characters.
Right. Instead of having roaming off over here dealing with Nakamura and them taking on RK Bro, you now have this fluidity and synergy to it all because Randy's going after Roman and they're going after RK Bro. And so it creates a much different dynamic, but they didn't go that route. They went with Nakamura, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see a damn good match between Nakamura and Reigns. So they're both two highly skilled people in the ring. I'm sorry, I'm tired of people taking away from Roman Reigns and saying he can't wrestle. Joe Inoue has been a wrestler since before most of y'all that are saying he can't wrestle were born. That man can wrestle.
Yeah, it's all
he may be limited of what he can. Exactly. I was like, he may be limited in what he can do in a WWE ring because of WWE's limitations, but that doesn't mean the man can't wrestle. Same thing with John Cena. Fuck y'all for saying he can't wrestle.
No, yeah, true. Like, I'm not going to act like Cena has had horrible fucking moments because he has.
Yeah, he has.
I'm not going to act like Roman has had horrible moments because he had.
Yeah.
But the both of them, especially now, are at a degree that you can't really refute how fucking good they are.
Yeah.
And that's not even about Roman being the highest paid or being a double champ or this or that. It's that if you look at his matches, he has an understanding of the core fundamentals of how you tell a story with wrestling, how you use physicality and kickouts and pacing to tell a story with this shit. And that's exactly why Cody and Roman are on a whole different level with this shit. You see their matches and there's a story being told without any words said.
Amen.
And to put a cherry on top on this whole shit, the synergy between Cody Rhodes and The Miz is fucking spectacular.
Yeah, it is.
Their chemistry and what they have going on Raw was fucking amazing. And I am all for that shit.
Hell yes.
Yes. And go watch Evil. Go watch Evil.
all what is it, 8 episodes now?
All 8 episodes.
I still got to go back and finish I still got to finish 3 more. I made it 1 through 5 and then I jumped to 8 because 8 was Roman Reigns and that was the one I was trying to see anyway. But I'm gonna go back and see the Randy Orton one and all the other ones here in a little bit.
Worth it.
Yeah, completely. And if you haven't checked out Young Rock, Check it out.
Watch
It's a
Young
damn
Rock.
good show.
Young Rock is
It's
so fucking
hilarious.
funny. Young Rock is so fucking funny.
But as always, young man, take us home.
All right, you know how it goes. My people, thank you for joining us today. Let's talk about some wrestling, to talk about some sweaty men throwing people around. Mania season has came and went, and Backlash is in about 2 weeks. So you'll hear from us about some comic book shit, about some video games, some movie shit between now and then. And we'll see you around. Peace out.
Peace.